The Forever Sky by Thomas Peacock. One fall night, two brothers were lying in a meadow watching the stars. Nuko's spirit is there in the stars, began Nagani, the older boy. Uncle has told me. The past year, an illness had come to the village. It claimed several lives, including their grandmother, Nuko. Uncle said when Nuko's spirit left this world, it went there. He pointed toward the sky. I miss Nuko. I love her as big as the whole sky, said Nagani. Yes, the whole sky, said Binsin, the younger boy. After Nuko's passing, Uncle began taking Nagani to the meadow in the evenings. He had noticed how much the boy missed his grandmother. I will tell you stories so you know where she is gone, Uncle began. Maybe you will feel less sad even though you will still miss her. The sky and the stars all have stories, he said. This is how Nagani came to know about the sky. When you are older, Uncle will bring you here and teach you as well. We need to know the stories, said Nagani to his brother. Why? Asked Binsin. So when we are uncles, we can teach them to our nieces and nephews. So they will teach their nieces and nephews. In that way, the stories will go on forever. The boys lay quietly for a long time, looking up at the sky full of stars. Then Nagani spoke. The stars are too many to count. The sky is so big, it goes on forever. That is why we call it Gagig Gizig, the forever sky. Nagani told Binsin more of what he had learned. How the stars form shapes of different spirits, animals, and things that live in the sky during each of the seasons. A moose, a panther, a fisher, a loon, a crane, a sweat lodge, a bather, and sweating stones. The spirit of Wintermaker, the hole in the sky. Wena Bozu, who was the great teacher of the Ojibwe. Do you see the path of stars across the sky? That is the path of souls, the Milky Way. That is the path Nuko followed to the spirit world. The path leads to the land of souls. That is where Nuko's spirit is. Everyone who is past is there. All who are there are happy. For many nights, the boys returned to the meadow, and one special night they stayed very late. That night, a beautiful show of lights filled the sky. The northern lights, began Nagani, are the spirits of all our relatives who have passed on. Do you see them? He asked. Yes, I do, said Binsin. And what are they doing? asked Nagani. I think they are dancing, said Binsin, and that's what they were doing. They watched their relatives dancing high above them, high above the meadow. Each night, said the older boy, the spirits take turns leading the dance. Sometimes the dance is led by babies and young children, and the boys imagined it. And sometimes the dance is led by those who were missing an arm or a leg in their lives on earth, or were blind or could not hear while they lived on earth in the spirit world. All see, all hear, no one is missing arms or legs, and the boys imagined it. And sometimes the dance is led by the warriors. Warriors aren't just those who go to war. Warriors are all people who do things. They visit the sick, they hunt and fish, and give food to the hungry. They become mothers and fathers to children who are without parents, and the boys imagined it. Many nights they returned to watch their relatives dance. Then came a very special night while they lay in the meadow. I know who is dancing tonight, said Binsin. I see her. Nuko is leading the dance, along with all of the elders. And that night they remembered Nuko's voice, almost as if she spoke to them. I miss you, she began, and I love you each as big as the sky. But I am happy here. My relatives who have passed on are here. My mother, my father, my grandparents, brothers and sisters, my aunties and uncles and cousins. Before leaving the meadow that night, the boys offered some esime, tobacco. They thanked the Creator, and after that night, they were happy for their grandmother, even though they still missed her very much. Several nights later, they brought their mother and father and uncle out to the meadow. They all lay on their backs and looked up into the forever sky. They waited and waited until the northern lights began dancing, dancing, dancing. "Can you see?" began Beansy. "Up in the sky, beyond the Milky Way, there is our Nuku," said. "Yes," said Mother, "she is happy." Then Uncle spoke. A whole story was in his words. "She is a star, she is the northern lights, at night she dances."